Good evening and welcome to my channel and to today my mental space, where I believe it's very necessary before I do any more videos on stock trading platforms or any other financial due diligence specific to like a company or trading stocks, whatever it might be. I think it's very important to take a step back first and build a stronger foundation on how to move forward in the first place. And that being said, I'm going to start with this and say I personally believe that any person that has aspirations to be successful first starts with knowing their own personal reasons why they want to be successful in the first place and why they are doing what they're doing. Because if you don't know your why, you're just arbitrarily just doing stuff in somewhat of a disorganized manner that will lead to a level of personal chaos, lack of direction, and failure. But if you know your reason why, and you're committed to it, believe in it, you're actually willing to go through a process on your own and for yourself, and then also apply that to everything that you do. Financial due diligence is no different. If you know why you're pursuing a level of financial freedom for a specific purpose, you start to be able to be willing to do what it takes to get there. If you don't know why, you're just going to be arbitrarily doing things, and if they don't work out in the short term, you're going to bail on those ideas, and then you're going to keep, it's almost like people that try to go on diets and they have like these really short-term goals and just the habits don't last. But then somebody that has a real purpose, like why do you think a lot of times if somebody goes to the doctor and they find out, no, you have to change your diet, otherwise you're going to die, then those habits change forever. And then all of a sudden, wow, either they become like vegetarian or something, or they start working out regularly during the week, like their habits change, therefore their outcomes change, and no longer are they insane because they expect a different result doing the same thing. No, they are now getting a different result because they're doing something different on a daily basis. So I think it's very important to address this. Hopefully not too long, but it's very important to address knowing your why. Because when you know your why, nothing can stop you. When you know your why, you're willing to do anything and ask anything and change your way of thinking, because if your way of thinking is not working, the goal is to actually fulfill your purpose, not to feel good of where you are right now. You know, if you're not living in your dream and in your purpose, you know what you're doing right now is not working, so you have to do something different. Otherwise, you are insane. Nobody wants to be insane, at least that I know. I found very interesting, I threw a question out there because I wanted to see, especially with the people that I start connecting with. I do YouTube, especially with this channel now. This is a newer channel for me. YouTube, Twitter from KP Financial, and then Discord, which started a new Discord group. Learned a lot from other Discords I've been in before. I'll see if I put the link down the bottom for the Discord that I am now running with another individual. It's going well so far. Rocky, that's a shout out to you. Whoop, whoop. But I put a question out there, and I wanted to see why people wanted to, in this case, trade stocks. Why they wanted to reach a level of financial freedom. What would they do with the money if they got to where they think they need to be in order to be happy? I have a little bit of a list. And I asked, and I didn't realize at the time how broad of a group I was asking this question to, where I was talking to, let's first start off with people of all ages. Cool thing about it, even like in a Discord, all you see is somebody's like alias name. You don't know how old this person is. So I found out a lot, varies anywhere I've seen from the 60s all the way into teenage years. And accountants and refrigerant repair people and authors and surveillance camera business owners and power plant operators, military, financial advisors, roof repair, airline pilots, you name it, I've ran into it. The people that seemed a little bit more driven, a little bit more engaged, knew that they wanted to do something a little different with their life. And some of the easier ones to say was, of course, take care of their family. Even there was one individual, a new family this year, a new daughter per se, and wanted to take a different step to look out for her financial freedom. I mean, this is somebody that's being born this year. And the person identified, like, hey, look, I might have done something a certain way with me and my wife, but now this person come in, and it might not, my plan might not work out for this my daughter, this baby. I want to look 18, 19, 20 years in advance and start doing something now that will benefit her down the line. That's awesome. It's responsible. People helping out their family, people paying off debt, people starting their own small business, like a brewery or a branding company, or be able to do more of what they enjoyed, like dancing salsa more together or playing disc golf, or just some of the examples. And they've come, in this sense, from places all across the United States, a lot of them from Pennsylvania. Good repping right there. Of course, the Philly side's the best side. I'm not kidding. But a lot from Pennsylvania, but Washington State, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, Tennessee. Whew. It's pretty cool. But what's really important is, and I want to kind of wrap up on this idea. What's pretty important is I left out a couple things on purpose. Notice I said nothing about gender, because it doesn't matter. Notice I said nothing about race, because it doesn't matter. Notice I didn't say anything about religious background. It doesn't matter. In order to move forward, even as an individual and as a group of people, sometimes we have to put our own little egos and our own little whatever on the back burner and just deal with a specific reality of purpose. Fulfilling that, regardless of all these other things that a lot of times, like on social media or some other places, will use to label and will actually use as a barrier for you to have to either break through or jump over in order to achieve. Imagine not having those barriers put in front of you in the first place when dealing with your purpose and getting to your why and pursuing it. I think that's very important when it comes to your financial due diligence, your financial freedom. Understand on a basic level what you need to do to be successful. Don't hold yourself back because of your gender, because of your race, because of your religious affiliation. Life can be more than the labels you put on yourself and other people, which then allows for you to open up a different landscape of what you're willing to invest in and what you're willing to learn and what you're willing to do to open your mind to be successful in the ways that the market works in the first place. The way that success works in the first place. The most successful people are actually pretty mentally flexible to achieve success, but they're focused in moving forward. So starting on this channel, and in my belief the right way, is asking yourself why. Because the other things that come after this, I will be going into how to break down education in the market and financial education, budgeting in your own life, coming up with a plan. All this comes from the seed of your why. if you can do that, you can understand that about yourself. You can also have a little bit of empathy towards other people that might not know their why yet, and you can encourage them, because then that's when they actually start to grow, when they can answer that question for themselves on their own. But then they can also start looking at other people differently, because then they start realizing other people are in that space as well, trying to live their why and their purpose, and how hard that is in the first place. And they also don't want to be a barrier to that person's growth, because they understand what that feels like in their own journey themselves. And that's how we can actually come together and create a team and a community of people that work hard together, even though our purposes individually might not be the exact same. Our goal of success for ourselves and to help others can be. That's what I wanted to share today without being too lengthy. I hope this is an encouragement. If it's not, it's just something to deal with, but this is actually something I need for my mental space, for me to move forward knowing where I want to be, because what I want to do is also help people. I want to I want to be a step for other people to help unlock their minds so they can achieve anything, because I know, especially in my city, Philly, if you've seen my other channel and things I believe in, that's what my purpose is. To facilitate that space in that area so there's genuine joy being shared, because your cup has been filled, that is run over so much that you have to share that joyful success, which doesn't always equate into money. Share that with other people, because you're actually happy. And that's how we can leave this world better than the way we found it. Hope you have a blessed night, and I look forward to reading your comments and to moving forward with a team of caring, driven, open-minded doers together.